Survival game is always giving a player a new experience that they never had in their real life activity. That's why the player is look out for this game's genre to experience of how we should do once it's gonna be happening. Because no one knows about the future, our team try to give the new survival game that you all can anticipate as well. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Best Multiplayer Survival Games, Top 12 Best Survival Games for Android and iOS. Light of Motam. This is a new brand of an open-world survival game with a crafting-based concept that was made by Tencent company. It's kind of a single player, but actually you can play it in multiplayer by joining into a co-op mode. In fact, the developer decided to make it as a cross-platform game for mobile and PC. Once you see the game concept, I'm sure you will get more excited. It's because we'll play in a different world than the other survival game, where the primitive blends perfectly with a mechanical system. So the monster that we'll face will have a strange appearance with a high technology design. There are some features and attractive modes. We can explore our own creativity, like building up the home base with a realistic structure object. Timing a pet will be a really crucial action we should completely do, because the pet will help the player in battle with their unique ability and help the player to produce some resources even effective and efficient. In combat, the player can craft so many different weapons to fight in the monster and switch the weapon anytime: sword, axe, javelin, long-range weapon, and also the other close-range weapon or some weapons we should upgrade and enhance. So you will have enough option to adjust the enemy's playstyle and find out the weaknesses. Absolutely the best multiplayer survival game on mobile and PC. From Light of Motam Survival. Dinosaurs Isle Survival. I swear this game reminds me of a Durango, but even better. The graphic looks so gorgeous even if it's still on early access, but surely I have a high conviction if this game will become the most played survival game on Android and iOS. There are a lot of things that I really love the most while playing this survival game, because we can taming the pet, riding the pet to explore the world even faster. But one thing that will blow your mind is we can attack the other dinosaurs while we are riding the dino as a pet. Even you can deploy 3 dinosaurs as your party and they all will help you deal some damage as the enemy that you are targeting. So you need to upgrade your dinos by the level to increase your team's power. Surely it will help you a lot while killing a stronger dino. Remember to construct your building and upgrade the level base to unlock a better crafting option of your equipment or weapon. Dinosaurs Isle Survival is my favorite survival game that has a top-down view perspective. Seriously, these all features are really interesting and I'm sure it will make you realize how good this survival game is. CodeFa Open World. This game now is in development and we don't get any information yet about the actual game's title. If you are looking for a new survival game in anime art style, then this game you should anticipate. I think this is the first anime game survival that has a very unique concept, so the player should capture the monster and tame them to become our pet. And then this is the interesting part. So the pet can be placed to a certain task to help the player gathering some material or resources, which means the player can go away to hunt or do an side mission while our pet is working for us. It looks like an autopilot concept. Do you prefer to play a survival game with this concept or just a classic concept where we should cut down the tree by ourselves? Anyway, we can capture more than one pet to faster the production process in gathering the goods. Surely the goods are really important for us to upgrade the equipment, weapon, and even craft new equipment. So you can switch to a different weapon as you like, so the character skill will be adjusted by itself once you select a different weapon. Durango Project DX. I'm sure all players who love to play a survival game should know this game's franchise. Yes, this is Durango, one of the best game MMORPG survival on mobile. I remember how first Durango game was killing the mobile game market and reached the top downloading number on mobile. Unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore, but right now we have a new hope that will have the next sequel, made by Nexon Company, which is one of the most popular gaming developer on mobile. It's been a while since they launched the first trailer, unfortunately. We don't get any news about it anymore. I wonder what the developer are thinking, not to expose the progress. Even most of the fans of Durango are still waiting for the update. Hopefully, the developer will see the video and announce anything to inform the player about the progress of development. Anyway, Durango Wildlands is still my favorite game survival until now. Have you ever experienced how amazing this game was? Latest, not many cartoon 3D art style games that have survival based on mobile. Most of the survival games should be realistic or anime, but I know some of the fans are loving to play a cartoonist design. Seriously, this game is one of the best survival games, but I will tell you earlier, if the developer can't optimize the game, even after doing several updates, the game always looks so laggy once I have set the graphic into maximum. I have tried to reduce the bloom effect and blurry effect, but it doesn't have any difference. For all of the game's developer, I think this is the best timing for you all to understand how to read the player's feedback so your game won't be forgotten. Let's get back to the gameplay. It has a multiplayer game survival that you can explore the world together. Even you can find your own path to fight side by side. Try to find your own land and build your home base within your creativity. But anyway, it's not just cutting down the tree or destroying the stone, but also you all can do some planting for some veggies or fruits. And these all features you can do while doing a chit chat with the other players in a real time. Best open world survival game for Android and iOS. Ras Mobile. I can't imagine how the most popular survival game on PC is ported into mobile. Even the graphic looks so good on many aspects, and the developers try to create a realistic ambience along with the visual. This is a new multiplayer survival game where we can play in a real time with the other players and build your home base together in one island. If you are looking for a first-person perspective game, then I would like to invite you to play it right now. With this camera angle will help you a lot to see a wider vision and clearer point of view. The game will start with nothing, so the stone is the first tool we should use to gather another resources. All of the material is super easy to find, even the resources looks pretty close between each other. I'm sure you can collect all of within a few minutes. Once you have enough material, then you should start on creating the weapons because some animals is quite aggressive on approaching you. Remember to keep looking on your main tools or weapon because all of them has a durability. Once it finishes, then your weapon will be broken. Ras Mobile is the best new realistic survival game, Android and iOS. Minecraft. I think I don't have to explain anything about this game because I know how popular the game is. I am sure from the children, young and even older players are still playing this game. No wonder it has a huge exploration world and unlimited creativity we can do. Swimming and explore the underwater world would be the best way to enjoy the gameplay, which means you can explore not only on the mainlands. Fighting against a creature underwater is possible as well. This game is a symbol of freedom where you can make your own building as your imagination. Invite your friends to your world or joining someone's world would be a great way to share your creation and show the world how good yours. Crafting is the main base we should do frequently, like making a sword, axe, bow, javelin and many different weapons. But remember to create your armor as well because some monster is quite strong enough to face. Ark Ultimate Edition Mobile. On my opinion, this game is the most amazing game survival from a Dino era genre. Not many survival game that has a dinosaurs as the main concept, but this game looks realistic and pretty detailed. You can turn the game into third-person perspective or the first person. It's up to you to adjust the perspective as you like. You will start with nothing, seriously nothing. You need to pick up every single material freely that will available just around you. It's a pretty simple survival game where the player can create a lot of equipment that you can get the material effortless, especially at the early stage. Once you get into the combat, then you will realize how impressed the game is. All of dinosaurs will have a different characteristic that we need to understand their behavior. Some of the dinos will have an aggressive behavior. That means you need to be ready to being chased, even on the water. Our Ultimate Mobile Edition is the best new survival game on mobile. Earth Revival the Core. This survival game will give you an advanced world experience with a futuristic design and robotic appearance of the character design, monster and even the building hasn't a robotic design at all. It's quite an hardcore game because we need to always concern about the hero's life indicator like stamina, water and also food, so the hero can still alive and do the right action without any limitation. Get the resources around you, but you need to actively to do some crafting. That's why I told you if this game is quite hardcore, but honestly some of a rare material is absolutely difficult to find. The game's combat mechanism is absolutely impressed me. As a survival base, this game successfully delivers what a fast-paced combat is. We can lock the target from a distance by using our primary weapon of gun and attacking the enemy while moving. The weather will always changing from the day, afternoon and also night. The music is perfectly blended with the atmosphere we are experiencing. Do you like to play a survival game in a modern world or a classic world? Earth Revival the Core is the best game multiplayer survival until now. Roblox Build an Island. This game should be on your list because this survival game has visited over 100 million players on the worldwide. No wonder I put it on this list because it's pretty worth and has a massive community. The gameplay is pretty simple. You only need to tap the screen to do an auto gathering once you are close enough to the object. But anyway, you can hire some worker who will help you a lot to do your main job, like gathering some stone or wood. These features will help you a lot in developing your island. Once you have enough material, then you can buy a new island and that is the main gameplay. There is no enemy, there is no competitor, which I mean it's a simple and idle game survival you can play while you do the other activity at the same time. Overall, it has a really good graphic, amazing visual, and very relaxing music background. Subnautica. This game will be on your list as a new release survival game on mobile. I would highly recommend it to you all to enjoy how good the underwater world is. Seriously, the developer is successfully delivered the ecosystem that we never knew before. Well done, dev. The game's definitely giving us a new game experience because we never have any mobile survival game that's focusing on exploration under the water. So the player will get something new and finding some really interesting object, structure, and strange monster. We need to keep survive because the monster will always show up in a sudden. Once you turn your camera point of view, then you will be so surprised because most of the time, the monster will come aggressively from the unnoticed direction. Once Human. Such a pleasure to have a PC quality game of survival on mobile platform. Once you see the PC version and comparing with the mobile, I am sure you will be surprised because it seems doesn't have any different at all. The graphic is the next level with a high level quality that everyone should try and enjoy. On my opinion, Once Human is a AAA game survival on mobile. It has a dark fantasy theme base where we should fight against a mutant and very strange monster. Playing a co-op multiplayer survival game is possible within the other players in a real time. But we need to reach a certain level to enjoy these features. It's been downloaded over 10 million players. I think this number is enough to represent how attractive the game is. These all are the best survival game you can enjoy. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.